Are you debating about sending your baby to a in-home daycare or a larger daycare facility? Let's jump into some of the pros, cons, and differences between the two. Your larger daycare facility, depending on how large it is specifically, could have multiple rooms. So there might be a ones room, a twos room, a threes room, and so on. Whereas an in-home daycare, all the children are going to be mixed together. Sometimes it's great for a 2-year-old to see a 5-year-old how they're acting, or say a 2-year-old to see how a 3-year-old's getting potty trained, or a 5-year-old to learn how to be gentle with a 1-year-old. It can be great to have that mixed batch, but also in an in-home where they're mixed up like that, is your child getting activities that are tailored to their specific age? Maybe, maybe not. Versus if they go to a large daycare facility where they're in a twos room. In that room, all the toys and activities are designed for a 2-year-old. So they're going to be age appropriate. They're going to be safe. They're going to be just like the ideal for your child at that age. So pro con with that. With having multiple classrooms at a large daycare facility, your child is going to move up through the ranks. Each time they move up rooms, they're going to get a new teacher. They're going to get a new daycare provider. Maybe an assistant, maybe just a full-time teacher, whatever the system is. Whereas at an in-home, they're going to have one person the whole time. If you go to Miss Connie's house, Miss Connie is your daycare provider the whole time you go there. That's it. They may have an assistant, but again, it's the same people. So pro con to this. At the in-home, they're going to form a bond with that care provider. They're going to be a very big part of their life for potentially a lot of years of their life. At the large daycare facility, they're going to adjust to new teachers and have to adjust to new teachers. If you really, really like their teacher when they're in the twos class and then they move up to the threes and you're just not meshing as well with that teacher, that could be a downer on that daycare experience for you based on their teacher. Another thing with the large facility is their teachers could come and go. For them, it's more of a job where in the middle of their twos year, the teacher could move on. She could go get a job elsewhere and leave, and then you have to adjust to a new teacher unexpectedly. Whereas at that in-home daycare, you go to their home. They're not going anywhere unless they close their daycare, probably permanently kind of situation. But it's different in that fact. So the bonding is different. The adjusting to new teachers is different. And, when your children go to school in the future, they get a new teacher every year and they have to adjust to that change. So doing so at a younger age in a large daycare facility could prep them for that and have them adjust to bonding to somebody new and then moving on from that. So basic pro cons, it could be the open or close time. A large facility could be open longer hours because they have multiple shifts where somebody's working, or the in-home could be flexible with you. Maybe you're a nurse that works 12s and you need your baby dropped off extremely early or you need them picked up extremely late. Maybe that in-home is willing to be flexible with you. It might be an additional charge, but maybe they're willing to do that for you to meet your needs. The cost is going to be different. Typically, in-home is going to be cheaper, more affordable. Food policies are going to differ. At a large daycare facility, typically they're going to avoid major allergens such as like nuts, like peanut products would not be allowed. Whereas an in-home, if they don't have any peanut-free kids, they might be like, yeah, we do peanut butter and jelly, no big deal. Also, with each one, they may or may not provide food. There's some daycare facilities where you pack. There's some where they provide. Same with snacks. They may provide snack, but you have to pack the lunch. In-home, it could be the same. You could provide or they could provide. Now, in-home, they might be a little bit more flexible on what they serve your children versus a large facility may have more of a strict nutritional guideline that they follow. There was actually one in-home daycare that we interviewed at, and she openly admitted, she's like, I don't do vegetables. We do fruit and we do other foods, obviously, but she said, I've given up on vegetables. They just go to waste and it bothers me to throw out food. So if you want your kids to get veggies, make sure they're getting them at dinner. And I appreciated her honesty. I thought it was kind of funny. And I actually felt good about her being honest about that because I was like, well, she was forthcoming on that. So hopefully she'll be forthcoming on other information as well. So I thought that was very interesting. Rules and regulations and restrictions in general. So kind of like what I said about larger daycare facilities not allowing peanut products. Both large daycare facilities and in-home they're going to have their own sets of rules and boundaries and guidelines. Some are going to be more strict than others, and it could vary. I don't think it's really dependent on which type of daycare per se. With each one, you have different room styles. So like I said, the large daycare facility, they're often going to have multiple classrooms where they're moving up. The in-home, they may just have one large basement area. They may have multiple areas in their home. Same with do they have indoor play areas, outdoor play areas? Do they have specific rooms for napping? Oftentimes a large daycare facility is going to have some advantages in this area. They might have a bigger swing set outside or playground outside. They may have a entire indoor gym area. So your larger daycare facility typically is going to have a little bit more space for play. Now those spaces are going to be shared with more children, but they are available. In-home daycares, I mean, there's variety with them. I've seen some where there's a outdoor swing set, there's a outdoor sandbox area, they have a nice paved driveway area where they do playtime. So they rotate around the areas that they have within their home and their yard and their property. So in general, things to consider: food, size, interactions with other children, interactions with your care providers, activities. For example, are you expecting this daycare to be a preschool, or are you expecting it just to care for your child? Because some are going to be more preschool focused, some are not. And again, a large one could do this, it might not do this. And in-home, some in-home daycare providers love doing your story times, your ABCs. Other ones are like, I'm not a preschool, I'm not educated in that, I just care for your children, and that's that. So yeah, it's truly up to you which one you go with and which one is the better route for your family. And I think a lot of it comes down to priorities. You are not going to get every single thing you want out of a daycare. It's kind of like when you're shopping for a home. You're never going to find one that fits every single thing. So you need to prioritize. What are your top priorities? Is it healthy food, playing outside, and an affordable price? Or is it getting a good educational curriculum, like preschool vibes? Is it lots of crafts and social interactions? What are your priorities? And then figure out which daycare is best going to meet your priorities. So those are some of my pro cons, differences, and areas to consider when choosing a daycare for your kiddos. So I hope this helps you think about some things, go over it with your spouse, and when you are visiting daycares, these might bring up some different areas or topics for you to ask questions on and get those answers that you need to make the right decision for you, for your baby, and for your family. So good luck with that. Check out more videos. I love talking all things motherhood, babyhood, and general life with children. So subscribe, comment, like, and do all the things. Check out more videos, and hopefully I'll see you back here next time. Thanks. Bye.